About a good attitude. He
That's
knows it's
right.
Friday. Of course we have a good attitude today.
Absolutely. It's almost like one of us wrote that for him. Anyway, it's 6:06.
Yes, he did.
Good morning, Birmingham. It is the 12th of June of 2026. And we have got ourselves a potentially rainy day. 30% chance this afternoon with partly cloudy skies, high of 91. Tomorrow, 50%, 89. 60% on Sunday, 87. And an 80% chance of rain both Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, so if you don't get some of these 30 and 50% chances, look out Monday and Tuesday because odds are you'll probably get something there.
I won the lottery. I got the 10% chance yesterday at my house.
Yeah, what was up with that?
I do not know, but it came down in buckets, man. It was crazy.
You got the one pop-up shower is what you got.
And it popped right up on me, man. It rained for about 45 minutes, and judging from the lake in my gravel drive, about a half an inch.
Wow, that was good.
About a half an inch in 45 minutes.
Nice.
Right?
Now your grass is all greened up again.
And tall.
Yeah. My guys came
a
day before yesterday. And it's already starting to get a little brown and frazzled because of the heat.
Really?
Yeah.
My guys are supposed to be coming on Monday, and I just know they're going to get rained out.
Oh, they are.
They're going to be like, I'm not coming.
You need to call them and say, look, you need to come on and squeeze it in this weekend.
I'm not calling.
Because that's going to be like next Wednesday or Thursday before they can get to you.
I'm lucky that they are working on my lawn at all, okay? I consider myself blessed.
I'll share my guy with you. You want my guy?
Oh, sure. We're only an hour and a half away from each other.
Sure.
I'm sure they'd be happy to make that drive.
He cuts all over the place.
Yeah.
He's not just...
They're very happy with my guys. I'm not going to change them. They know what they're doing, and they usually show up on time and under budget. So
that's nice.
What I'm looking for.
Then hang on to them.
Absolutely. Wow. Lots to talk about today, but we'll start with this. Mr. Bugs knows what bugs you, and they're going to take care of those insects that are creepy crawling inside your home. If they are finding their way into your kitchen, finding their way into your living room or bedroom, it is time to get that taken care of, and Mr. Bugs can make sure that happens for you. They got the right juice for the right part of town. Depending on where you are and what your problems are, you can tell them flat out, look, I'm seeing these little brown roaches. I don't know what they are. They know what they're doing, so they can come out and take care of everything for you. They also, of course, lay down that barrier to keep the bugs on the outside out, do the mosquito reduction, do the termite bonding, do the small rodent control. It is a full-service pest control company, and they'll be more than happy to give you an estimate. All you need to do is give them a call, 941-6252. 941-6252, MRBUGGS.com on the web. In business for 45 years now. They must be doing something right, huh?
And now, it's Dixon and Vining's top 3 things you need to know.
So 2 rounds of strikes on Iran, and then it was, Uncle, okay, we'll sign. We promise we'll sign. Yesterday we got the news. This is the headline as of 4:04 p.m. Eastern Time, a.k.a. 3:04 p.m. our time. Trump calls off Iran strikes, tells the Post U.S.-Tehran deal is all wrapped up. The headline this morning is, an Iran deal is very close. Okay. I mean, we went from it's all done to it's very close, and this is the game that they continue to play with Iran. Uncle, we'll sign whatever you say. Just please stop the bombing. We're going to sign what... Okay, we stop the bombing. Here's the paper. Well, now there's some things here we don't really like that much. Okay, see, this is... I think if I were Donald Trump, and I'm not, and I'm hardly a military strategist, so take this with a grain of salt. But I think if I'm on the phone with these guys at the time that we're supposed to be agreeing to the signing and whatever, and they start that nonsense... I would be like, yeah, go ahead, send the missiles. Send them right now.
Well, I'll tell you where I am on it. So I understand what you're saying, and we've kind of discussed that the last 48 hours, but based on what he did yesterday, bombing, and then they're like, hey, okay, we're going to sign whatever. You put a deadline on that signature.
Yep.
You put 24, 48 hours, whatever you need to do. And when that time comes, that's the end of it. We're not playing this. This is going to drive me crazy, and I'm sure the rest of America that's watching this. You let them do this game where they go, well, by the end of the weekend. No, give us just a few more days. So now we're into Tuesday of next week.
Yep.
And then it's like, no, a couple more days, Thursday. Give them a deadline, Donald Trump.
Yep.
This is no more playing. This is 9 weeks of this. Give them the deadline. That's it. No more, oh, wait. We're not doing that anymore.
Nope.
I understand you're trying to get this deal signed. Stopping bombing will help with that, but give them the deadline. And if they do not get that piece of paper back to him in a timely manner, then it's all on. Blow everything up, all the bridges, all the infrastructure, so we don't have to worry about this for a very long time.
Pretty much tired of it. We're all exhausted here in the United States, and we'd very much like that gas price to go right back down again. It's dropping. Donald Trump did point that out yesterday, and of course, with the smuggling of the 22 vessels through the Strait of Hormuz, that certainly helped. But
it's like 3 million barrels or something like that.
We'd like that to be a little bit lower if possible, even lower if we get that price of gas a little bit lower. Alabama did not execute Jeffrey Lee last night. It was called off as a result of the Supreme Court of the United States saying, no, you can't use nitrogen hypoxia. The appeals court was correct. That method is likely unconstitutional. Now, they haven't had a hearing or anything. Basically, what this came down to was just a stay on that, saying you can't use that until we've actually had a hearing and decided whether or not it's unconstitutional. They just said it's likely unconstitutional. Now,
we've already executed 2 people with it.
I know.
2.
I know.
Kenneth Eugene Smith and Anthony Boyd, both executed in 24 and 25.
We got to go bring those guys back.
I mean,
we have no choice. Yeah.
Good luck with that.
What the heck?
Part of the problem is when you start to allow the prisoners to decide what
their
they want.
Method of execution is.
Yeah.
Firing squad. That'll take us a few days. Right.
Well, we got to get a law on the books that says it's okay to do firing squad. Either that or we just send them out in the field.
How about this, Mr. Death Row guy? That's not an option.
Yeah.
You're not going to slow this up by saying you want to die by firing squad.
The other choice would be obviously
lethal.
The lethal injection, and then they all know how to beat that. They just become dehydrated, so you can't find a vein,
and then
which is cruel.
Yeah, and then the electric chair.
Right.
Which really, to me, that's the one that seems a little
suspect.
Yeah. Because that.
I'd like to suggest a brick.
A brick.
Just a brick. Brick across the back of the head.
How about this guy and I? This guy used a sawed-off shotgun. Where's that sawed-off shotgun? Let's just use his sawed-off shotgun to kill these 2 people and kill him with it.
Okay. There you go. Let the punishment fit the crime. Yeah.
Let's
How about that?
Let the punishment
Does that work?
Fit the crime.
Okay. All solved now. We're
all
good.
Right.
Forget the nitrogen gas. We got the sawed-off shotgun.
You know what he's going to want for his last meal? It's going to be one of those Chick-fil-A pimento cheese sandwiches.
I'm sorry, you may not have one of those.
You may not?
They're saving them for me. More for me.
Auburn researchers are testing a battery-free tire sensor trying to prevent deadly truck blowouts. If you've ever driven on a major highway, you've probably seen the aftermath of one of these tire blowouts.
Ooh.
The shredded rubber scattered across the road.
Man, it's caused bad accidents where people have lost their lives.
Oh, a friend of mine had the what she referred to as the recap come off a truck tire and shatter her windshield while she was driving down the road on the interstate.
The sound of that must have been horrendous.
I bet. Federal data shows heavy commercial trucks account for 13% of all fatal crashes in the U.S., despite making up just 5% of all registered vehicles on the road. Tire-related problems contribute to roughly 6% of truck crashes involving critical vehicle failure. Tire sensors use RFID, the radio frequency identification, to monitor conditions inside a commercial truck tire in real time. They can track pressure, temperature, strain on the tire, potentially flagging a problem long before a blowout occurs, but sometimes it's responsible for the blowout. Why? Because there's a battery in there. Batteries can cause problems. They get overheated, they blow up, you know how it is. So now they're using a grant to do a little bit of research to figure out how can we do this without having batteries inside the tire. Now, I just had mine replaced.
Right.
And so now I'm starting to worry. I'm like, oh, great. So, it was explained to me the reason these TPSIs go out is because the battery dies.
Mm-hmm.
And so
that makes sense.
Yeah, so you have to go in and replace the battery, which the only way to do that is to remove the tire.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to basically reset the valve stem, take the TPSI unit off of it, and then go back and start all over and put the tire back on again. So when I got the new tires, I just had them replace all 4, pretty reasonably priced. Shout out to Discount Tire. They treated me well. But yeah, remember when we used to use the eyeball system? You'd get out of your vehicle and you'd look and you'd go,
that tire looks a little
flat.
low.
I better air that thing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's assuming, of course, you actually looked at your tires. When
That's
you
true.
filled up.
Some people did not.
No.
I look, when I was driving the Flex once, and the TPSI came up and said, "Your right right front tire is just about out," and I was like, "Isn't it funny? I don't feel anything. Like I should feel that, right?"
Yeah.
But it was right. I got out eventually. I just stopped when I got to work, and I looked at it and went, "That thing is not lying." But they've reached a point now in technology where your tire can go damn near flat and you don't even sense it.
Yeah, that happened to me last summer in the mountains. I was like, oh, packed up the car, was ready to come back to Birmingham, and I had to drive like about 25 miles an hour to the nearest place to try to get the tire,
Yeah.
plugged. And thank goodness I was able to do that.
Limp your way in.
But I was like, is the tire just gonna come right off the wheel? What do we got going here?
It's enough to make you buy one of those little air gun things.
I did. I had one, and I was close to using it, but I was like, I'm so close to this place. I'm just going to crawl there.
Okay. All righty.
Barely made it.
Alabama Tree Pros, 308-4158. This is a company that is in the business of trying to save you money in a number of ways. Number one, maybe that tree doesn't need to go. You may think it needs to go, but if it can be saved and you want to save it, Alabama Tree Pros can give you that piece of information and then, help you with the saving. If, on the other hand, it can't be saved and it needs to come down, they can do it for less than the other guys. They can trim it for less than the other guys. They can take it all the way down for less than the other guys, grind up the stump for less than the other guys, chop it up and haul it away for less than the other guys. All of it done safely, expertly. You get everything stapled to the back of your low estimate. That is the licensing, the bonding, the insuring, everything that you need to know to make sure that these guys are on the level, the up and up. You can find out more at alabamatreepros.com, alabamatreepros.com, or call them at 308-4158 for your very low estimate today. Dixon and Vining Talk 99.5 Talk and 995.com. It is 6:22. And Friday morning, chance of rain, about 30% today. 93, they may make it 91 for a high today. Sorry about that. 50% tomorrow, 60% on Sunday. Highs in the upper 80s both days.
Yeah, the heat index could get close to 100 today.
Oh, just what I want
Yeah,
to
so
hear.
find some coolness somewhere today if you can possibly do it.
How about in my home?
That'd be good.
Would that be okay?
Yesterday I was like, let's step out, Lucy. Nope, let's step back in.
Yeah,
I don't really care
call.
for that.
My bad.
You go.
Yep.
And she runs out there and she's like, "Can I come back in?" It's like, yeah, it's a little hot with that coat on, isn't it?
Yeah, boy. Don't walk on the pavement.
Yeah, it's hot. Listen, the weekend is upon us. It's a great time. Put this in your phone just as a reminder over there on your calendar somewhere to listen between 2 and 3, both Saturday and Sunday, or either or. Fantastic show by the Knowles Group. Danny Knowles and the Knowles Group. Love what these guys are doing for so many of you. Getting the stress out of your life about putting together a financial plan. And you're thinking, "Oh, I'm doing okay with that. I got this. I'm doing it on my own." Really consider maybe first listening to the show this weekend and then getting in touch with these guys, because there really is a lot to it. If you've ever talked to a financial planner like Danny Knowles and the Knowles Group, there's a lot that goes into it. You've got to think about health insurance, taxes, exactly when to take your Social Security. There's a lot of things to maneuver through. Stocks, bonds, how heavy should you be in those things? And really, what is it that you want to do in retirement as you navigate all these work years? What's the game plan? Because everybody's very different in this. So Danny Knowles wants to talk with you, customize that plan, get it all to bed. Then you don't have to worry about it anymore. He's the one that will keep an eye on things for you. And you've got questions or anything like that, you can always reach out to him. Danny Knowles and the Knowles Group, get that financial plan put together today. Knowles is how you spell Knowles. Once again, online, you can find him at theknowlesgroup.com.
To 6:24, a couple of things here that we have to discuss. One is these chips that Steve has brought in for us. These are the late night loaded taco Doritos. Now, I full disclosure, I've had these.
Oh, have you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
So are these like the taco Doritos that were the original that now they've kind of
Except they're-
fancied them up a little bit?
Except they're fully loaded.
Except
now.
they're loaded.
They're loaded. Yeah. We'll sample those a little bit later.
Okay.
Let Valerie get her first taste and
All
find
right.
out what that's all about. I miss, and I really was impressed by when they came out with the fully loaded late night burger. They had a chip that was the late night burger, and it was very much like driving through Crystal at 4 a.m.
Did it leave you wanting a
with little
burger?
buzz
Remember
on it.
that, yeah.
Be
I mean,
like,
you could taste the mustard, you could taste the pickle, you could taste the bun and the burger. They really did a great job. It was very much like the Cuban sandwich ones that we like so much, where
those are so
you
good.
get all those tastes kind of combining to make a truly great chip. Secondly, SpaceX is going on the market today, man. You can buy a share for $135.
Or not.
Yeah.
Anybody?
Well, listen, your IPO is it's 4 times the demand than what they have available, from what I understand.
Yeah.
That's going to drive the price up right away.
Oh, sure.
So if you could get in really early, buy, let's just say 100 shares at $135, what would that be? Is that 1,350, or is that that would be $13,500? Okay. Within about 6 hours, my guess is your money would be doubled, and you'd have to get out real fast.
And then it drops.
27. Yeah.
Then it sometimes
Well,
goes
yeah,
below
it's
what it
gotta
opened
find
up
its
to.
level somehow,
Right.
Yeah. Within a couple of years, most IPOs have dropped well below what they originally opened at. So, I think, honestly, what has Elon Musk touched that has failed?
Not very much.
Yeah.
He had a little trouble with the whole Tesla thing and electric vehicles and people setting them on fire.
Yes.
But other than that, everything he's touched turns to gold.
It would appear so, or platinum. Yeah. So I think he's going to do okay. This is supposedly going to make him the world's first
Trillionaire. Yeah. Can you
And
imagine?
apparently several employees, saw a headline yesterday that said some 4,400 SpaceX employees are set to become millionaires because of this.
The stock options are going to make them millionaires, which is enough to make them quit their jobs. Just be like, well, don't need this
He's
anymore.
going to lose all of his employees
Thanks, boss.
over that.
This is perfect.
we need
got
to
you.
I'm out.
rehire.
I got my multiple millions. I'm on my way. Bye-bye now. But he's going to retain control of the company. Of course, he's not going to let anywhere near 51% of the company go. So that's sort of the headlines for today when it comes to these things. Have you heard about Freddie from Germany?
No.
Freddie's been on quite a tour.
Freddie has been posting on X. He came from Germany to the United States for the World Cup. And one of the first things he wanted to do was go attend the friendly between Argentina and Iceland at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Every foreigner, by the way, who saw that, who I have seen any sort of response from, any sort of review from, gobsmacked by Jordan-Hare Stadium, completely taken aback by this
Yeah,
place.
well,
that's
welcome
just
to the state of Alabama and big stadiums.
and there's one guy who's a British guy who's married to an American woman, and he's got 2 kids, and one of them has a British accent, and the other one doesn't. So one of them obviously learned English from dad, and the other one learned it from mom.
Oh, that's funny.
It's pretty funny. And he says, "Oh, we're going to go watch the football match." And his wife is like, "Yeah, soccer." He's like, "It's football, soccer. Stop saying soccer. Football. It's football." They walk to the place, and he's filming it the whole way to Jordan-Hare, and he's like, "This is a college stadium? Like, this is
massive.
astounding. This is like that we don't have like professional stadiums this big for some of our teams. This is amazing. 88,000 people showing up to this thing, and then on the way out, he reiterated. All I could think of was, you ought to go to Texas and see a high school stadium.
No kidding.
You'll be really shocked by that. That's going to blow your mind. But Freddie didn't just do this. Freddie went all over the place. Freddie from Germany has been keeping a pretty good log of his trips. Scary ride on the MARTA when he got to Atlanta. Went to a German restaurant. Stupid. Went to Taco Bell. Went to filming locations for Stranger Things. And went to the Martin Luther King National Historical Park. Later, stopped by Helen, Georgia.
Helen, Georgia,
Where he said he felt at home. Tubed in the Chattahoochee River. Had lunch at Wendy's and dinner at Chili's in Chattanooga. Sampled the view from Lookout Mountain and then headed to the loveliest village. And then he got a ride from the person who was at the front desk of his hotel to get to Jordan-Hare Stadium, which was pretty cool. And when he got there, he said, "There's an eagle in the stadium. What's going on here?" Yeah, that's one of our traditions, guy. One of our traditions. Nonetheless, it's fun to watch these people experience America and find out that it's not the frightful plastic hellhole that they've been told it was.
They're kind of like, we're ready to move here.
Meeting a lot of great people, and especially throughout the South, enjoying themselves. 6:30, Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. 6:35, Friday morning. That sums up my feelings perfectly. Yes. Got a little bit of chance of a rain today, maybe 30% with a high of 91. And the rain chance increases over the weekend and on into Monday and Tuesday of next week. But you know what? We're not going to let that dampen our spirit.
Not today,
No,
not tomorrow,
sorry, Bob.
and maybe not Sunday.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
Got a lot of good stuff going on. We'll tell you about it after I remind you that Flipsy's Furniture is designer furniture at wholesale prices. Names you know. Furniture that you'll love. Well-made, solid wood furniture, not made from junk, not made from pressboard. You know, sometimes you hear about these places and the prices are so low and you go, I got to go see about this. And you walk through the door and you go, oh, now I see where the prices are so low. It's garbage. That is not the case at Flipsy's. They have got the same quality furniture as other guys, sometimes the exact same furniture as other guys. They're just charging less for it. They're locally owned and operated. One of the reasons they're able to do that, they get a lot of stuff made here in the United States of America, so you're not having to wait for a slow boat from China. You know, basically, you buy it, take it with you. Love that, or get the white glove delivery. 2 locations, 1811 Crestwood Boulevard in Irondale, or Highway 31 in Hoover across from the Galleria. And when you start talking to the folks at Flipsy's about what they can do for you, and you start discussing getting the living room, the dining room, the bedroom, and the quality of the furniture, you're not going to have somebody following you around and lurking over you. And, you know, they're not hoverers, which I love. They're just there to help facilitate what it is you want. And once you've seen Flipsy's, you're going to want the furniture that's inside. Trust me on this. Don't forget, 12 months, same as cash. Mention the white glove delivery. It's flipsysfurniture.com online if you'd like to find out more and find out about their 2 locations. Flipsy's Furniture, designer furniture, wholesale prices. In another instance where the Trump administration is figuring out how to do things that no other administration even tried, we have got a birth tourism visa network task force, essentially, that is figuring out now, hold on a second, it looks to me like the only reason you want these visas is you're going to send some pregnant people over here to drop a tricycle motor on American soil so that they can have dual citizenship. So, no, you can't have a visa. You know, a visa is a privilege, not a right. And once you start to realize that there are these fairly complex networks, not just in China. China's the big one that everybody knows about. But, I mean, they're in Nigeria. They're in Laos. They're everywhere with people who are trying to set up a deal where they can get a visa, come to the U.S. right before they give birth, drop that kid, and then, you know, pick them up with their dual citizenship and head back home.
That's the loophole.
Exactly.
They figured that's the thing. We're seeing more and more of that, especially about what happened in Minneapolis. And, you know, some of the fraud that's taking place there. People have figured this out. We have got to cinch up this loophole, and so this doesn't happen anymore. And at least we have this, that they've come up with this plan to, you know, send these people and networks packing, so to say. And I'm glad to see it. But I think we need to do more. We've got to take it another step and maybe pass some legislation where you can't, you know, again, they have found a way to get through this, and they're taking advantage of it. And we saw it when the southern border was wide open because it was happening then, too.
Sure. We are waiting now on the Supreme Court ruling on birthright citizenship. That should be here by the end of the month.
Let's hope.
Usually, you know, by the end of June, they're done. So we usually get that information like right before July 4th. And I think the Supreme Court has a flair for the dramatic. They claim they don't. But, you know, this thing has probably been done for a while. And if, for some reason, they are to decide that the 14th Amendment does not automatically grant citizenship to every person born here, that will be a watershed decision at the Supreme Court. That would be absolutely epic to the degree of overturning Roe versus Wade, and maybe even more so. Now, you're not going to go back in the same way that you're not going to go back and you're going to prosecute everybody who had an abortion while Roe versus Wade, you know.
Everybody's grandfathered in.
These things always go forward, not backward,
Right.
okay? So you're not going to say, well, all the people that were here that dropped a kid, then they're not citizens. No. Going forward, we're no longer going to grant you citizenship just because you're born on American soil. And look, I've looked at the arguments. There's good arguments on both sides. There really is. I understand. I think sometimes the most simplistic argument of, well, it says everybody born on American soil. It's a little more nuanced than that. A lot of times the Constitution is. And then when you look at it and you go, well, hold on a second. How come the Native Americans aren't suddenly American citizens? Like, when you have Indian reservations and that's American soil, you're dropping kids in American soil. They're not American citizens? They're not beholden to our laws? How does that explain? How about these diplomats that are having kids here? How come their kids aren't immediately American citizens? Oh, weird, huh? Okay. So there's all kinds of different objections to it. There's all kinds of outliers. And consequently, I would hope, and John Roberts certainly gave every view that he's going to stick with birthright citizenship, that his take on it is that, the 14th Amendment means if you're born here, you're a citizen, and that's the end of that. But who knows? There may be 5 justices who don't feel that way.
Could be.
And if that is the case and it's a 5-4 decision, that's still a decision. That could be a game changer. In the meantime, actually having people look into and dismantle these networks that are designed specifically to bring pregnant mothers, women here to drop kids on American soil so that they'll have American citizens. This has never been done before. There's been no administration that has said, why don't we try that?
Yep. Let's stop it.
Yeah.
Let's do something rather than nothing.
The Trump administration continues to amaze me with some of the little playing around the edges things that they do that people don't really pay attention to or notice. And this, by the way, almost certainly not Donald Trump's idea. He got somebody, he got a group of people in a room and said, how can we fix this? Kids, it's incredible. It's crazy. It's going on. It's too much. And
Bring me 5 ideas
right.
and let's talk about them.
And somebody said, have we ever thought about this? You can't come here without a visa, and you can't have a visa unless it's approved by the U.S. government. And if the U.S. government gets wind of why you want that visa and it's for nefarious purposes, you can't have a visa. Now, you can always come here for some other reason, 6 months before you give birth, overstay your visa, drop your kid. It's the number one way that, up until the Biden administration, number one way that we had illegal immigrants in this country is people would get a visa, come here, overstay it. Then we opened up the southern border and 20 million people came rushing across.
Right.
It was a whole different world right there. We managed to get, by the way, of those, and we don't know if it's 20 million. Nobody really knows the real number, which is frightening to me, by the way.
We weren't counting. It was just like, come one, come all.
Exactly.
How could you?
Yeah.
There's no way.
No, I think they started counting. They were just like,
They
1,
gave up.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 20. I'm lost. I've lost it. They didn't even get to 110 before it was just like, never mind. If it's 10, okay, we've managed to get 3 million out of here. That's pretty impressive. You got 2 million plus that's self-deported and another like 600,000 that we've managed to get out by deporting them ourselves. If it was 10 million, that's almost a third of them gone within the first year and a half. Now, if you were to elect another conservative president who was going to continue
You got a
along
little
these
more
lines,
time. You got a little more time to get more done.
yeah.
And
Get
once
yourself
again, why that's so important
Yeah.
is to, continue some of these policies and things that have been set in place that Donald Trump, J.D. Vance have done and his cabinet. It's like, keep it going. Don't let off the gas
If we get
in
it,
2 years.
J.D. Vance, and he's able to keep that going, we could get rid of it. As long as we keep that border sealed up tight, you could feasibly get another 3 million, 4 million people out of here over the next 4 to 6 years, and we'd be a lot closer. And by the way, this is such a thumb in the eye to the big plan that they had, this idea that it was just an accident that these people came across the border. No, this was all done by design to try to make sure that blue states got more representation, got more electoral college votes.
So what happens the next time we have a Democratic president?
And they open the border
And
again?
they open the border. Because we know absolutely, based on what Donald Trump did, Joe Biden said he didn't have the power to do that. He
Right,
didn't
right.
have the power. He could limit it to 5,000 a day.
Yeah.
We heard him say that.
That's what he wanted
But
to
then
do.
he said he could not seal up the entire border. So what does the next, and there will be somewhere, sometime down the road,
Could be next. for all we know.
What do they do? Do they say, look, I'm all for open borders and we reopen the border?
Probably. That would be my guess, yes. And it would probably be 10 times worse. Well, at least twice
And
as
it's
bad.
horrible to think of that.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
that was, on a daily basis, we were looking at monitors going, oh my gosh, there's thousands of people that the marches, remember the marches
sure.
of people coming up through Mexico? And
How
you're
about
just like,
the
oh
folks
my
riding
gosh.
on flatbeds, the folks riding on trains. And you're
It's
like,
like we can't sustain that. Our country
no.
can't sustain that.
Somebody's financing this entire operation, obviously.
Mm.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they open the border up wide, let as many in as they possibly could. It's funny to me that you're running across people now who are saying, well, we never had all this TB before. Oh, now we've got, measles are making a comeback in the United States. It's because RFK Jr. is telling people not to get vaccinated. No, it's not. No, it's not. It has nothing to do with that. First off, he hasn't been in office long enough. And people, I don't know if you know this or not, people don't listen to the Secretary of Health and Human Services. They don't say, oh, what does the Secretary of the HHS say? I need to decide whether or not I want to vaccinate my child. I better find out what the guy with the croaky voice is talking about. No, this is because we had 20 million unvaccinated people invade our southern border over the course of the 4 years of the Biden administration. People that never got a shot for anything in their lives, they show up and they start spreading this stuff. And don't blame RFK Jr. Don't blame the American vaccine system. Blame the illegal immigrants that came pouring in and created this situation. Oh, no, we can't do that. It can't possibly be that. 647 with Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5. Your thoughts are welcome. 545-9950. We'll get to some of them next. 6:51. Talk 995, talk995.com. Remember that band I told you about I saw last Saturday night? It was called Audio Sketch. I'll give you their name now, Audio Sketch. They did a version of Cross-Eyed Mary. I was just like, who does this? Who plays this? What band breaks out Cross-Eyed Mary?
They did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They did that.
Didn't you say they were meh?
No, this was the band that was awesome.
Oh,
the
that
next
was the
night.
one that was
Yeah,
good.
this was the next night.
Oh.
They also did Billy Joel's Angry Young Man.
Who was
which
that
is-
meh band?
I'm not telling you.
Tell it, Richard. Tell it.
No.
Come on, you
I
might
refuse.
save somebody from
No.
spending their time and hard-earned money.
Look, I sat down at a table next to people on night 2 who had been there on night 1. They thought the band was great.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's beauty's in the eyes of the beholder.
Okie dokie.
Like I said, they were all very talented musicians. There just was no
There was no enthusiasm.
There was no there.
Yeah, I get that.
6:52 with Dixon and Vining on Talk 99.5 and talk995.com. Over here, where there is there, we have Debbie Schlissel. She's on the phone line where we interview people, which is the important name we have for the phone line where we interview people. Say hello, Debbie. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing good. But not very happy about the output at the movie theaters this weekend. So there really is not anything good, unfortunately. So there's only one big new movie. Everybody else has kind of stayed out of the fray to avoid fighting with Steven Spielberg. The new movie is Disclosure Day. This movie has gotten so much hype. It's way over the top. I was so looking forward to this movie because of probably I was a victim of this hype. And I always think in the back of my head, well, if there's this much hype, am I really going to like this? Is it really going to live up to it? And it lived down to every trope of every alien outer space movie ever done from the 80s. And I like 80s movies. This was like a bad one, though. This was a terrible movie. There was no plot to it. It wasn't very tightly written. It was boring. It was slow. It's about 2 hours and 20 minutes or so. It was pointless. At the end, I thought, well, is that all there is? They don't tie things together. You don't know what's going on. They don't explain anything or who the people are or how they're really connected. It's an ensemble cast. There are several different things going on. There's Josh O'Connor plays this guy that's a tech expert who has secrets that the government is hiding, that there are aliens on the planet, although they don't really tell you that, but you're supposed to figure it out. And he's being chased by this agency that's not really the government, but they act like the government, and they have police cars and so on, but they're not really the government. And they're run by Colin Firth, who has some kind of weird this little mechanism. It looks almost like a high-tech pocket knife that when he touches it, he can see other people in other parts of the world, and he can find people, and his eyes change color, and then the other people's eyes change color, and he's trying to find Josh O'Connor and this former nun that's his girlfriend that he didn't know was a former nun. And then there is Ms. Blunt, Emily Blunt, who is suddenly speaking different languages on the news that nobody ever knew she spoke. And then she speaks this alien language and collapses on the air giving the weather report. And then she's fleeing town with her boyfriend, and then the world is sort of ending, and people are getting stuff, and gas stations are running out of all kinds of things, and everybody's being chased around. And then there is Coleman Domingo, who's trying to save the good people who are trying to escape Colin Firth, but then in the end they're all together. They don't explain anything, but just the theme is at the end, aliens are among us. It's an awful movie. You'll see it, and if you see it, you'll see it. It's an endless goose chase. Makes no sense. You have no idea. Not connected. So it wasn't for me. And I am the person it should be for. I love science fiction. I love alien movies. I love apocalyptic stuff. I love all of that. This should have been thrilling, and it just was a board that landed with a thud. There's a lot of action in it. And at first, the action is exciting, but you don't know what it's for. And there's so much of it, it's just boring and it's overwhelming. And there is constant symphonic orchestral music throughout the movie to try and make you feel that something important is happening or is going to happen, and it never really does. So I just could not believe that after all the hype, this is what it is.
That's gotta hurt.
For me, it's a no.
Gotta hurt.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to do very well at the box office, but I guarantee you a lot of people will walk out of it, if they have a brain, thinking like I did. There were some people at the end of the screening I went to who were clapping, and I'm thinking, what are they clapping for? What just happened? I bet if I go outside and do like a Jimmy Kimmel Live Witness News and make up some whole plot of what it was really about, they'll agree with me, even though they just saw a big nothing. There is also a drag queen movie called Stop! This! Plane! Or Train, whatever. I didn't see it, but it's about a plane or a train occupied by all trans drag queens, and for some reason the government won't let it take off or it's in danger. Sorry, please forgive me. I did not want to go to the movies to see this. It wasn't Screen for Critics, and it looked so stupid. I just didn't want to put myself through it.
A huge hit. How could it not be? I mean, America is going to relate to that, right?
Not Screen for Critics.
Right.
I wonder why not.
Exactly. And then there is also a movie that's like a kung fu movie from Hong Kong, and it's a English language and also Chinese language movie. I did not see that either, but it's about a father whose daughter has been kidnapped, and he's trying to find her. That actually sounded interesting to me, but I decided to take a break for one Thursday and not go see all the movies that were not Screen for Critics, because I just figured Disclosure Day is going to be the big movie, and I had a lot to say about it, and none of it good. It just wasn't for me. I still would plug Michael Jackson, The Verdict, because I think that is very interesting and has a lot of information.
Yeah, Valerie loved that. She watched it on your recommendation last weekend, and she came in sobbing.
I just forgot, I guess, a lot of the details, Debbie, and it was just like when I went back and saw some of the news clips and everything, I was like, oh, this is cringeworthy. So
after seeing it, did you think he's a molester?
It's hard. That's difficult. I would say yes. I would say yes. That
I mean, why would the house staff lie? That's the thing. The servants had these stories that I don't believe Macaulay Culkin.
I don't believe him either. I told Richard that. I said I don't think Macaulay's telling the truth in any of that.
Maybe not.
We could be wrong. I guess maybe we won't know.
I don't know.
Unless Macaulay wants to come clean.
If you want to get into a good thriller on Apple TV Plus, I've been watching Maximum Pleasure Guaranteed. It's a good thriller show so far. So good.
All right. Maximum Pleasure Guaranteed. We'll look into it. Thank you, Debbie. Appreciate you. And the fact that you're willing to sit through this nonsense. And we'll talk to you next week.
We don't have to.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Take care. There you go, Debbie Schlissel. DebbieDoesMovies.com, DebbieDoesPolitics.com. Check both of those out. I've got a theory on Spielberg movies. Maybe I'll share it with you in the next hour or so. It's Dixon and Vining.